I look at that is how do you get the bag first? Getting the bag is producing, doing the things you're supposed to do, keeping a clean face, and understanding that the things that your parents are telling you to do, whether being on time and things like that, all takes priority and precedence. And how you get the bag after that is keep on producing, being consistent, and being those people that's where they can be out here saying that in 2 hours I got this deal that needs to be done, that you don't have to even worry about that type of things. It's going to happen regardless. So putting yourself in a great opportunity, whether it's what you do on a day-to-day basis, is going to accumulate and it's going to come out to those NIL deals that they speak of. But you got to produce. You got to do those things to get that. And building your brand is who are you, either on the field and off the field, that tell these brands that I really want you. You're set. You can make our brand bigger than what it really is. Yeah.
Can I just back that up? I mean, in this NIL space, the brands are watching week to week. I mean, and I'll say this transparently, like when athletes don't produce, the brands are the first ones to run. You know, like they're the first. They're when you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. That's a fact. So, you know, I think it's even more than even pro sports. In NIL world, everything's week by week, so keeping the consistency is number one and keeping the focus.
All right,
Can I piggyback on that 1 second?
Go ahead.
And when we're talking about, you know, the protection and the producing and those types of things, brands, when you think they are partnering with you to help enhance their business, and so it's the production. He touched on it. It's on the field. You guys are athletes, students, so it's grades, student athletes, but it's also, I mean, I've had so many brands talk about Malachi's social media. You know, I mean, what he listens to pregame and what's in that beats, whether it's Young Boy or whatever it may be, that might not be on his mixtapes, on his things, right? You know, they want a certain type of off the field image, right? You know what I mean? And so I think it's the whole package, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm sure you guys hear about it, but the social media is important because if I'm a brand, I'm reaching out to you, how do I get to know you? Okay, I talk to your coach, okay, I see you're producing, I see the transcripts, and then I can really get to know you on the social media side. Okay, wow, that's clean. All right, this is the type of people, so it's important. So I guess as a dad, I see a lot of young people out here. I'm sure you're hearing a lot from your parents. How many of you guys have heard social media is important? I want to tell you guys again, it's so important, you know, because you guys can market yourself and be marketable. Maybe you're not producing. You know, it's all about checking boxes. Sometimes, you know what I mean, like you can get stuff as well, like, hey, you had a bad season, you had a bad year, but look, man, look at their social media, the way they produce them, the way they put themselves. It might resonate with a certain kind of brand that might not care about you as an athlete, but like, wow, you know what? They got a good look. They got a good, you know, all that type of stuff. So it's the whole package.
Stefan, something you want to add?
Oh no, I just basically, that was the main component of where that protection is going to come from. You know, social media, I think, is the biggest default for our young kids right now. What I mean by that is it's the gift and the curse. It can make you a lot of money and it can definitely take it away from it. So something so simple as putting a blue heart and saying how the C-Day can cost you $100 million. You know, whereas somebody else can do it and you feel as if they did it and, you know, they're still being successful, but that's not you. Your brand is still in the process of being built, like we always speak about. So you can't do the same things that a person has already been established. So that's where that protection comes into play, because everywhere else it looks good. It looks like it's supposed to happen this way. And sometimes we have a couple of ones that slip through the crack, like, you know, some of the NFL guys or the college guys that do certain things that slip through the crack, and you're like, wait, he did it, but why can't I? We're in a different situation right now, trying to build yourself.
Question?
Okay, this is more of a statement. We have high school student athletes in the audience, and I'm going to ask them if they can stand up. Anybody who's actually an athlete in high school, can you please stand up? Well, first of all, I want to give these people a round of applause because they got here, they're in the room, and they're student athletes. And we don't have enough time to have them ask individual questions, and maybe we can do some of that in the hallway because there's another panel.
What school are you guys from? What sport do you guys play?
Track.
Basketball, track.
Cheer.
And we got some basketball players also, some seniors who are getting ready to go to four-year universities. And so the one thing I would like to say before, you know, the panel ends, what's the archetype of the individual student athlete would you like to look for if you were a brand? what would be the archetype of
think
that
Justin
person?
can answer that one. We talk about that all the time.
I mean,
You guys can grab a seat.
Thank you, guys.
the archetype is, well, first and foremost, portraying who you are on social media, if that makes sense, because that, first of all, what Eric said, that's where they're going to find you. The first thing they're going to do is go to your Instagram. I mean, they're going to go to your Instagram, your TikTok. So just being you, but at the same time, also what Stefan said, realizing they're going to be looking, so cleaning it up and keeping it more professional. You are, I mean, Eric and I tell Malcolm all the time, he is a business. You know, whether he wants to accept that or not, he's a walking, living business. Okay, so that's the second piece. As far as an archetype, what I've seen is in the NIL space, brands are excited to partner with talent that are excited about actually doing the campaign. Of course, money comes along with it, but you know, what we're seeing as compared to pros, the college and high school kids are excited about doing these endorsement deals, which means they're giving more effort. You know, candidly, when you have a pro athlete who's made $20 million a year, is he really excited to go do a half-day production shoot with, you know, I'm not gonna use a brand's name, but with X brand. Whereas when you go do it with a college athlete, this is exciting to them. Wow, this brand has recognized that I'm good at sports, that I'm personable, and they're invested money in me. So what I'm realizing is those athletes that handle themselves professionally, like once that opportunity is presented, because brands all speak to each other and everyone gets a track record of like how you do. So that first opportunity, when you get that from a brand, delivering your social media deliverables, making it easy, being excited when you're speaking to the brand about thanking them for the opportunity, because ultimately people do business with people they want to do business with. That's the truth. So that's, hopefully that kind of gives you an answer of like keeping your social media clean, portraying who you are. When you get that first opportunity, treat it as a business transaction and treat yourself professionally.
Question over there.
Thanks for all the advice you're giving. It's a lot of talks about being a person, and you're a business yourself. You're carrying yourself as a business, and you're walking around as a business, and you're making money for yourself, and you're building your brand. But I think that there's a big gap between transition from being an athlete and focusing for 12 years, becoming an athlete, now I'm gonna become a business, right? So what books, what blogs, what talks, where do you find this information? So me as a student athlete, I can start thinking as a business the minute I start picking with that football, with that basketball. Like, what do you recommend?
Let me jump in and address that first. As a college instructor, professor, for the last 23 years, I get students into my class that don't know nothing about business, right? And so what I would tell you young people out there is that everything is a business, okay? From the minute you're a baby to the minute you are right now, it's all business, right? It's not personal. And so what you have to understand is you need to learn more about how to conduct yourself as a business. When I started teaching, you know, before I started teaching, I was kind of, you know, in the club and just doing different things. And somebody said to me, "You're a college professor, but you hanging out?" And I thought about it and I go, you know, people are seeing different side of me that they didn't expect to, you know, to be me. And so you guys gotta understand, when you start posting stuff on your social media and it ain't, you know, becoming of you, the smoking or the drinking or whatever the case may be, you're giving other people a chance to judge you. And not that it's, you care about it, but the point is that you're a business. And so if you want that contract, if you want that, you know, that deal, you gotta understand that you gotta treat every moment as an opportunity to get that contract or to get that deal. And so for the people that's been training all their life and all of a sudden they've been thrown into the business, you gotta learn fast. You gotta learn quick how to be an adult.
And remember, your business name is your Instagram handle. Okay, it ain't get a bag, da 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 da, or you know what I mean? All that's your business name. And so you gotta represent, it starts there. This is your business name. Malachi's name is always Malachi. Malachi. You know what his any handle? It's Malachi Nelson. That's as simple as that, because that's his business. I don't want it, you know, dropping dimes, QB, light skin killer, all that. Stop, man. What are you doing? None of that stuff. That ain't your business, man. Stop with all that crazy stuff. But he's young. In his mind, that's it. But this is the business. That's where the team around you, people to tell you the truth, people to be honest with you, people to help you get where you want to go. And I know we got to wrap it up.
Yeah,
So
we
John,
gotta
you got
wrap
final
it up.
words?
Give it up to the panel. Give it a hand. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Brother Kevin Clark. and the Anderson School of Business here at UCLA. Thank you so much, and hopefully we can do this again next year.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you, guys.